methods for a little synthetic killing. It's all harmless fun.
It's not a secret that I enjoy a game that has a certain element of whimsy to it. After games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Unravel released, I find myself drawn to unique platformers. When given the opportunity to review Seasons After Fall from developer Swing Swing Submarine, I got a little giddy. The art style of Seasons gave me a sense that I was going to go on a great adventure that would take me to magical places and give me a purpose to complete the narrative. I was half right. Seasons After Fall is a 2D puzzle platformer that is set in a world of magic and sage-like creatures that will be a sight to behold for the first couple of hours. You start the story as a seed. You are guided by a very childlike voice to venture off and possess a local wildlife creature that ultimately has you entering a fox. Using your new four-legged body, you set on an adventure to find 4 guardians to obtain a piece of each of the seasons that come in the form of an orb. When you eventually merge with all of them, you'll be able to obtain the season and summon it on command. Using these new powers, it will allow you to traverse through the woods easier to find the next guardian, and so on. Obstacles play the biggest role in Seasons After Fall, as you have to experiment with changing the seasons to solve puzzles. One example is that there will be multiple times where you'll fall in the water, but you won't be able to hop onto the platform, but simply changing the season to winter freezes the water and allows you to walk on it so you'll be able to reach the said platform. The fall season allows for huge mushrooms to develop fully that will use as platforms to get to the other side of something. The spring season will give you the ability to make plants grow and so on. These are a few basic uses, but there are more complex uses for these powers as the game goes on. There is no real risk involved in playing Seasons, as there's no way to lose a life or even get stuck in the world. The developer did an excellent job in making the game not as frustrating as it could have been. Having said that, there's not a huge challenge component to the game. You can easily obtain the 4 season powers within a couple of hours, and the rest of the game is geared for more exploration, as well as using the trial and error method. There is no question that Seasons After Fall is a beautifully rendered game with equally lovely color palettes that change depending on what seasons you invoke. From the blues and purples of winter to the oranges and yellows of fall are a sight to be sure, and developers should be commended for their artwork. While the colors are a highlight, so are the game animations of the fox and the other creatures you encounter along the way. The opening cutscene gives us a hand-drawn and hand-painted look that I would have liked to see a bit more, but with the vibrancy of the actual environments, it probably wouldn't have made a lot of sense to do so. Unfortunately, as I alluded to previously, that sense of awe goes away rather quickly. The orchestrated music in Seasons After Fall is another great addition to the already visually appealing title. The rustic sounds from composer Jan van der Cruyssen, who emphasizes on the use of violins and cellos that complements the game's surroundings. I could easily lose myself in the music, being able to relate to the sounds that remind me of autumn and winter. The unfortunate part about Seasons, however, is that the look of the game is its selling point. For a large area that the game covers with its abundance of flora and fauna, the game is just too empty because of a plot point in the story. You get to meet a few random characters and listen to what they have to say, but there is not a lot in the way of other woodland creatures. You are mostly alone with the occasional off-screen character talking to you towards the beginning. The gameplay tends to get repetitive, as you will be switching between seasons just to pass the same obstacles in a different area. It really starts getting monotonous, even with the inclusion of new gameplay features along the way, like being able to warp from one part of the map to the other, lining up streams of light in certain patterns to open entrances, and chasing small creatures into an area that aids in the changing of the plant life that helps you get to higher areas. The story of Seasons After Fall, while a good idea, lacks any kind of dramatic moments, and I started to lose interest in it after the first couple of hours. It wasn't the fault of the writing style per se, or even the voice direction, which I had no qualms about whatsoever. It was simply due to that there was not enough to keep me engaged. After the first couple of hours, the story and dialogue moments are few and far between, and I just wish that there was more engaging. Seasons After Fall looks and sounds great on the surface, but underneath it all, it amounts to a lot of repeating gameplay that some might find tiresome after a while. While I do recommend playing the game overall, just don't expect too much out of the story and keep your attention on the detail of the art and music that are the game's defining features. While some of the puzzle solving can get a little bit monotonous at times, there are moments that will make you feel a sense of accomplishment, but in the end, pretty scenery and great music doesn't make up for an unengaging story and repetitive gameplay. I give Seasons After Fall a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching this review, everybody. I'm Brian with Nerd Theory. Please like this video and subscribe to the Nerd Theory channel. We got a lot of stuff happening here at the channel, and we hope that you're a part of it. What's going on, everybody? Brian here with the Nerd Theory channel and MPG podcast. If you like what you saw, please support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/nerdtheory.